Good morning, everyone. My name is Mighty Stream. I'm going to do your January the 18th, just for today, in a meditation. Greet you this morning. I'm in the state of Iowa today, sitting down in their dining area. So I feel like I'm whispering. However, I know you'll be able to hear me. I'm here to see my father, who is at the end stage of life. Decide to bring the boys to see him before he goes. Okay. So the title of the meditation is The Simple Inventory. Continuing to take a personal inventory means that we form a habit of looking at ourselves, our actions, our attitudes, and our relationships on a regular basis. Now that comes from the basic text, page 42. The daily inventory is a tool we can use to simplify our lives. The most complicated part of taking a regular inventory is deciding how to start. Should we write it out? What should we examine? In how much detail? And how do we know when we've finished? In no time, we've turned a simple exercise into a major project. Here's one simple approach to the daily inventory. We set aside a few minutes at the close of each day to sit quietly and check out our feelings. Is there a knot, big or small, in our gut? Do we feel uncomfortable about the day we've just finished? What happened? What was our part in the affair? Do we owe any amends? If we could do it over again, what would we do differently? We also want to monitor the positive aspects of our lives in our daily inventory. What has given us satisfaction today? Were we productive, responsible, kind, loving? Did we give unselfishly of ourselves? Did we fully experience the love and beauty the day offered us? What did we do that we would want to do again? Our daily inventory doesn't have to be complicated to be effective. It is a very simple tool we can use to keep in daily touch with ourselves. Just for today, I want to keep in touch with the way I feel in living this life I've been given. At the end of this day, I will take a brief, simple inventory. Let's take a moment of silence, followed by the wee version of Serenity Prayer. Moment of silence now, please. Thank you. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Just for today, please and thank you. What a marvelous meditation. I'm very much aware you can hear some of the workers in the background, and I apologize for that. But I just wanted to spend some time with you this morning and do the meditation and encourage you, even in my own storm. I'm still thinking about others in recovery. When I think about how many people have gone before me that have passed through the storm that I'm passing through and stayed clean, and that I can do it. I absolutely can do it. And that's why I'm doing the thing that is important to me on a daily basis. This particular meditation now is talking about a simple inventory, and the step 10 inventory actually, it's talking about that and how sometimes we can complicate it. We get worried about if we're writing too much. We get worried about if we're going into too much detail. Oh my goodness. If you're me, you get worried about people finding your journals and reading them. I had that happen with someone that I was dating, and they read every journal that I had hidden in my closet. And the next month after they did that was nothing more than interrogation, them bringing people up in a manner that made me think they knew more about me than I had told them, but I wasn't really sure because I wasn't trying to keep secrets. And then that one awful day, they mentioned a name from my past, and I knew right then that this person had been in my journals. And so I confronted them and I ended the relationship, which was way past its expiration date, right? And so it was just a good excuse, but it kept me timid about journaling. And so if you're like me, sometimes you're wondering how much do I actually put in my step 10? And we go from a simple project to making it a huge ordeal. And we don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. We just need to do it. You know why? Because in that daily maintenance, it causes or it allows us to stay fresh, to stay clean, not to be burdened with anything that is depressing. And so these are some things that we can do that are helpful. We check that knot in our stomach. Is there something that's bothering us? Is there something I would have changed about my day? And so we get to look at that and pay attention to that. And when we do that, that is a part of doing our step 10, our daily inventory. It can be as complicated or as non complicated as you want it to make it. But I guarantee you, if you start with something, just go through these questions here, right? Go through the questions. Let me highlight them in case you can't find them. Please go through those questions and answer those, right? And don't forget to look at the positive aspects of your day as well. What did you do that gave you satisfaction? Were you productive? How about kind and loving? Think about those things because not everything, not every question here will warrant a response. But 9 times out of 10, every question here will trigger a response that can be included in your daily inventory. So I want you to go back through this tonight and look at it and start to practice. Start dating it. January 18th, step 10, right? I want you to start paying attention. And for some people that have not done the steps, don't intend to do the steps, you can still do a daily inventory. You may not know what to do to change some of the circumstances because you're not even sure what the character defect is that your shortcoming is operating out of. You may have that issue, but typically what we call it is journaling on a daily basis about your day and making sure your conscience is clean so that as you go into tomorrow, you know what you're going to do, what you need to do. I want to keep in touch with the way I feel in living this life I've been given. That's the purpose of this, to stay in touch. Because many of us, if we're being quite honest, we use because we didn't like the feelings that we had. We wanted to change the perspective of our reality and create this illusion that everything was okay, or at least that I'm okay and I'm not bothered by what is going on around me. And that was a false illusion. And like I said, many of us used over that. So when we start to pay attention to it on a daily basis, now what happens is that there is a check and a balance. And so we're not allowing ourselves to lean too much into our feelings and negative emotions, but we're not allowing ourselves to lean so far to the right into the positivity and joyfulness and gleefulness and which is all good. But seldom is that how we feel every moment of the day. And so we get to lean into that and figure out, okay, is this balance? Am I being balanced in my approach to life? And I'm not by any means saying water down the beauty in your life. I'm just saying that the daily inventory allows us to look at all of it and make a decision how we should move forward without the weight and the burden of guilt and shame, unforgiveness. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. We're in recovery. My name is MightyStream. I've enjoyed talking to you. I hope that you have a beautiful day on purpose.